Hello and welcome everyone to the next episode of The Road to Heaven's Ward. And in this episode, we're going to be starting the Leviathan quest chain. Previously, we had finished the Dome of Refugees quest chain, and we gained a valuable ally in not only Lady Yugiri, but also her Dome and refugee partners, as they have taken up residence in various jobs here in Revenant's Toll in Mordona. So without further ado, let us start with the first quest, The Sea Rises. Alright, we're in the solar, and we are going to start the quest, The Sea Rises, and for those who do speak to Minfilia. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. And given past experience, you may very well think that eventually inevitable. Yet, so long as there is even a chance that the primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lamensa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. Alright, we will see you in Limsa Lamensa. Okay, so we are back in Limsa Lamensa, and we need to go to the command room, so save the run. We can use the Aetheryte to go to the main plaza. And here, we want to go to the Bulwark Hall. We'll just see this pillar here. And we want to speak with Zethiel, and he will let us go to the command room. You are expected. Pray, take this stuff to the command room. There's our friend, Meroweb. Welcome, friends. I take it Y'shtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time, then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Scion support in this endeavor. But if, God forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, as much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with my own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require. But precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Sergeant Kasmeer, our scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagin movements within the SAP's spawning grounds. If your character is not in the Grand Company of Limsa, her words will be different. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Fogbrida has charge of the garrison. And here you can take opportunity to speak with Minfilia and Merla one last time. Pause and read at your convenience. But we need to go to Camp Skull Valley. That's right outside Aleport in western Lenosha. And so up in the circular map here, this is our waypoint. That's where we want to speak. And here we are. And we need to go to the roof. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. Neither would really work for us. Okay, on to the next one. Scouts in distress. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapswa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where the Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into the Sapsa, all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask you to recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Okay. So we need to go beyond the gates and basically look in this area here. So the Sapsa spawning grounds is right behind this, and you'll notice that here the levels are in the high teens. So you want to be careful though, because beyond this gate, you're looking at we're looking at the mid to high 40s. And this is the area you want to take a look at. Here's our first poor soul. Help, somebody. Of all the times to forget the restorative. Oh. Thank you. Are you my life? We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I am certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Okay, so the serpent's tongue is back here, and there is a fate going on also. So you want to go through this, and we want to stay to the left. You don't want to take this path that you don't want to take this path that juts off to the right. Okay, well, you're a little too high for the fate here. Now, you may or may not be out of range of the fate here. And unfortunately, doesn't look good for us. Let's take out this guy. So let us dispatch with the Okay, so having rescued the first scout and recovering the bodies of the other two, we are back with Folkbreda. You've returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the serpent's tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Unfortunately. Dear gods, these wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they're too good to. They go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the two men who remain unaccounted for. I pray they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details for the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do so. Aiming, slaying, fending. Okay, we're going to end it with the Gift of Eternity. Thrice damned fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all the seven hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose. And vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of the Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to meet with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherytes and eliminate the Sahagin priest, presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, the diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. And likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive efforts. Lightbringer and Y'shtola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Y'shtola and Lightbringer. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Lightbringer? Too long ago. I warrant. But come, let us away. All right. So we need to go. Okay. So we need to go to where we were before, but we need to take the path to the right. Okay, we'll take out the guards as we go. Okay, these are the ones we have to take out. Okay, we don't have to battle everything that walks. We can sneak around some of these people here. We do have to fight this guy, though. Now, if you do take the 5th damage, don't be afraid to use Bloodbath, as this will allow you to regain some health per damage you output. Okay, we need to go the other way. Can we get past these salamanders? Nope. Okay, we made it this far. Still is looking a little bit wary. Pray, do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetherat is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetherite!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend. Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, Emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Understand I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements, if his last attempt is any guide. We cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? I'll take the currency. So and that's going to do it for this time around. In the next episode, we'll continue with the Leviathan quest chain with the quest into the heart of the whirl. And I'm not quite sure how close we are to the Leviathan fight, but we will continue, and we will even cover the Leviathan fight, which does have new mechanics that we will need to be aware of. But until that time, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you next time.